What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Tuesday morning so far. This is MYG Jeffrey T85 here, and I'm bringing you the BKN Game Recap that happened last night at Madison Square Garden between the crosstown rival BrooklynNets traveled to New York to take on the New York Knicks. And all streaks are meant to be broken. And last night, the New York Knicks did exactly just that. The Knicks ended a 9-game losing streak against the Brooklyn Nets, as last night the New York Knicks pretty much had their way and absolutely trounced the Brooklyn Nets by the final score of 124 to 106, and it wasn't even that close. I mean, the Knicks did a lot more right than they did wrong. Let's just say that. And a lot of it had to do with the incredible shooting performance and play of their point guard, Jalen Brunson. Brunson was absolutely fantastic last night. Brunson played his A game. And so did his former college teammate, Josh Hart. Those were mainly the two guys, including Julius Randle as well, but it was mainly the two Villanova kids that did the Nets in, defensively and offensively. Brunson had 40 points last night for the New York Knicks, and Josh Hart chipped in off the bench with 27. The Nets' defense was bad. I mean, when you're giving up 124 points, your defense is not good. And I don't know what this team is going to do in terms of their overall bench, too. I mean, the best one off the bench last night was probably Day'Ron Sharpe, and he wasn't even that great. He did almost have a double-double, though. 9 points, 8 rebounds. And in the starting lineup, Dinwiddie had the best game in terms of points, 28 points, but he shot 8 of 21. It's not great. Not great. So, this was a very, very, very bad performance by the Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges did not play well. Cam Johnson had 14 points, but he wasn't on his top game. I mean, the bench, like I mentioned, did nothing. Cam Thomas had an off game. I mean, Joe Harris didn't do anything. Royce O'Neal had a decent game, but not great. They really didn't get anything from Ben Simmons. I'm going to talk about him later on today, because I'm going to make a separate video on Ben Simmons and why the Brooklyn Nets have a Ben Simmons problem. But last night, plain simple, the New York Knicks kicked the Nets' teeth in. They pretty much kicked their teeth in at Madison Square Garden, and the Nets didn't have any response. The Knicks punched the Nets in the mouth, and the Nets didn't respond one bit. This was a really rough performance. And the Nets have another problem on their hands. When they're not able to defend as well as they had in the past, who are they confident in to be that number one scorer on this offense? Who is the guy that you can 100% trust to go out there and handle the basketball, put up the big shots, score the points, be able to put the ball into the bucket on a consistent basis, including in the fourth quarter when you need a guy to consistently go out there and give you fourth quarter point scoring? It happened against the Sixers the other night. The Nets didn't have anybody that can go out there and consistently put that ball into the basket when the fourth quarter came around and give you that clutch shot that you had with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, that go-to scorer. I like Mikal Bridges, I do, and I like Cam Johnson as well. I think Cam Thomas could develop into a good player. But at the same time, none of these guys right now have gone out there and have truly proven that they can be that closer for this team. And when the Nets have a performance like this defensively, I don't know if I feel confident they're going to be able to get the job offensively done. And now they're under another under 10 games in terms of above 500. They're 33-24. And I hate to say it, the Knicks are right on their tails. Knicks are now 32-27. They're right on their tails right now. And the Nets are continuing to drop in the standings. That's the problem. The Brooklyn Nets are going to continue to drop in the standings as we go forward. I mean, right now, the Nets are 1.5 games ahead of the Miami Heat for 6th place. They are closer to 6th and 7th place than they are to 4th place. The Nets right now are 3.5 games behind Cleveland for 4th place in the East. And that makes a difference because that's home court advantage in the first round that you had and you lost. So it looks like the Nets are free-falling again. They've won 1 game out of their last 5. I mean, if they don't continue to get shaping up, and guess who they're playing next? The Miami Heat. And if they play against Miami and they lose that game, they're only a half a game above Miami for the 6th spot. Like I said, the Knicks are right there. The Knicks are not that far off. This was a tough one to swallow. This was. I mean, overall, the team shot 12 of 29 from three-point range. 41%. They shot 45% from the field. But they gave up way too many easy baskets. They gave up second chance points again. The rebounding was not actually that bad. I mean, between both Claxton and Sharpe, they had a good amount of rebounding between the two of them. But this was a very troubling performance for the Brooklyn Nets. And they really need to find a way to right the ship. And right the ship quickly. Because like I said, they're closer right now to the bottom half of the Eastern Conference than they are to the top. It's clear as day. The Brooklyn Nets, if anything, they're no better than the 5th team in the East. If that. Right now, Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Cleveland are the best 4 teams in the East. And you could argue that Miami is starting to slowly right the ship too, after they got off to a rough start. And are the Nets really better than the Knicks? Are they better than the Hawks? Are they even better than teams like the Raptors and the Wizards at this point? The Nets really need to figure out an identity, and they need to figure out a rotation. Because I love that Jacques Vaughn is playing all these guys, but you need to come up with some type of rotation for this team. And not just keep throwing random guys out there every second. Thinking looking for a combination. I think that's what Jacques Vaughn is trying to do right now. He's trying to put these guys out there and try to find the right combination of players that are going to go out there and they're going to make plays consistently for this team. That was what I think Jacques Vaughn is trying to do right now. He's trying to find the right combination for this team going forward. And right now it's not working. Hopefully he can be able to find that within the next few days. Because right now, this is not good. They don't have a consistent player on offense that can go out there and get the job done in the clutch situations for this team offensively. I mean, who really can you count on? Dinwiddie, I guess, could be your guy. But Dinwiddie had a bad shooting night. I mean, when you shoot 8 of 21, that's under 50%. And he was just chucking up shots all over the place. You need guys that can go out there and consistently be a threat offensively. Especially when you get to the closing part of the game. This was a troubling loss. And the biggest problem right now is, who can the Nets consistently count on when we get towards the playoffs? Because this team is probably still going to be a playoff team either way. They'd have to literally tank as bad as possible to not even make the play-in game. So they'll definitely be in the playoffs. But this team needs to find some type of identity. They need to find some type of rotation. And this team needs to find their inner heart. This team needs to find some scoring consistently offensively from whoever it is. You didn't get a lot of stats in this video, but this was a very troubling loss. And hopefully this team can right the ship. That's your BKN game recap for yesterday, as the Nets lose by 18 points to the New York Knicks, 124-106. And hopefully this team can right the ship heading into their game on Wednesday night against Miami Heat before the All-Star break. Tomorrow night is their last game before the All-Star break. Let's see if this team can go out there and right the ship. This was not good. I mean, any team, especially what the Nets did against Philadelphia. I mean, they have Philadelphia to 101 points. But they also scored 98. And tonight they actually made it over 100 points. But they couldn't stop the Knicks. They couldn't stop the Villanova boys. So, what's your answer when you play against Ben Adebayo? What's your answer when you play against Jimmy Butler or Tyler Hero? How are you going to be able to stop those guys tomorrow night? This is a very scary and troubling time right now for the Brooklyn Nets. This is a team right now in limbo. We'll see how they're going to be able to get out of it starting on Wednesday. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button below and sub up to NYGJeffyT85 for more news, updates, chatter, and game recaps surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications on next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about last night's very, very difficult blowout loss to the New York Knicks. And what is your state of the Nets heading into this game on Wednesday against the Miami Heat? Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you all enjoy your Tuesday. Take it easy, and as always, let's go, Brooklyn Nets. It's a Nets world, and we're all just living in it.